Welcome back to LaserPenguinGames. Today we're going to be taking a look at another mod for Diablo 2, which I guess is a more recent one called Project Diablo 2. And we're going to just cover some of the basics and the changes they've done to the regular Diablo 2 game, I guess compared to other mods. And get started here with the launcher, and see here you're going to need a regular copy of Diablo 2. You'll sign up for the website and you have to make an account and everything, and then you'll be able to just launch the game through this launcher. And they don't really like you doing any third-party trading, so they have their own site and the Discord you can use for trades. And they're going to have some ladder seasons right now. It's only in the last, I think it's the last 2 weeks of the season or something, so they're gonna be starting a new one near the end of July. If you're interested, once you see the rest of this video, also you have to see if you like it or not. But I've been playing for a week or two now, just trying to figure out all the new stuff and the changes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the game now. So one of the first things you'll notice is when you go to actually make a game, you're going to be able to put in a server. So for me here, I put in GS3, which is US East. So that's going to try to give me the best ping possible. When you're joining random games, you'll notice sometimes though you'll have like a really high ping if the server is hosted somewhere else. Which is not great for teleporting, but or just can cause lag. So you gotta watch what server you're on. If you leave it blank, it'll kind of give you like a random mid-range ping. Depending, sometimes you can still get bad ones, so you might have to remake. But we're gonna go ahead and just make a hell game here. I'm just on my sorceress, which I mean usually end up doing that for a new season. You want a character that can teleport and be able to find items. So this is just an MF Sork that I made first, and then I was going to work on some other characters for right after, but I think I'm only going to do 1 or 2 builds for this season because it's ending really soon and I haven't had a lot of time to collect items and figure everything out. So there's definitely a bunch of quality of life changes in those here. So like we have the bigger inventory, bigger stash, and then the way it works with charms here is that only the charms in the bottom half here are active. So you'll see if you move it, let's just move one. So if we move it up here, it's going to turn red and not be activated anymore. There's no point in having charms in the top half. So everything needs to go down below. I think it's on the page or the launcher too somewhere, but they kind of discourage, yes, just like being an asshole or trying to PvP people that don't want to PvP. But you can duel and stuff, and I think they're going to be adding more PvP things later. But for now, it's more focused on the PvE aspects. Okay. So let's look at the things they've changed. So they've nerfed a lot of items and rune words, uniques, whatever, but some of them they've buffed as well. There's just subtle changes, but it's all pretty much the same items from the base game. I think they've only added like 1 or 2 rune words so far that are new, and they're not like high-end. They're like starting level early game rune words. So I'll show you just, I guess, like a basic. So like the torch, for instance, here you'll see that it's only giving 1 to the class skills now instead of 3, and it's not giving, I think it used to give all stats, now it kind of just gives vitality and energy, which is still, I guess, if you're a caster, pretty good. But if you're wanting the stats, you're not really going to get them from the torch or the Annie anymore. They're just going to give you more life and mana, which is still good. Let's here. I'll just even let's do this. Okay, so this is going to be a lidless. You can see here too. This is a spirit. It's only 1 to all skills down instead of 2. They've just tried to balance a lot of the items out. Some of them though, they definitely buffed instead. So let's just identify this. So you can see here we kind of crapped out on this one, but when you look at the item to the right, you'll see the stats, and it'll show you what the possible ranges are. So this could have been a 2 to all skills Lilithwall, and it is only a 1, but it is not very good. But you'll see here the ED, and if you look at any item, really, it's going to show you the ranges, like you see this actually does here, which is kind of low as well. And then take a look at some of these other items, but we'll come back to them when I'm going to explain how the gambling shards work. That's obviously crafted. Okay, so the skill changes as well, so I'm gonna pop out skill tree here. So I'm a Fire Sword right now, but you'll notice that they've added Combustion as a new skill, and there's now Lesser Hydra and Regular Hydra. So different trees will have different changes. You're just gonna have to kind of look through. Like the lightning tree doesn't look like it's been really tampered with too much. For cold, you end up getting Ice Barrage and Cold Enchant. So definitely you're gonna have to kind of go through the skills when you're selecting your build to try some new stuff if you want to. Okay, so you'll notice too, so for Mercenary, so this is, I have an Act 2 Merc, and what they've done with the Mercenaries for this mod is that every every Merc has a different aura. You see here that the Act 1 like Rogue Mercs here come with Vigor Meditation. Is that it? Oh, there might have been a third one too, but maybe that's it. So for there, they all come with different auras. So even the Act 3 guys and the Act 5 guy has Might. The Act 2 are stuck at 3, so it doesn't matter if you go a normal Nightmare of Hell, they're always going to have the same auras, but now they all have one. And they also get to wear, I guess, the gloves and boots, as well as a belt. So they have increased item slots, which lets you do some fun stuff, like the Act 5 Barb can equip the full Immortal King set now, and has like a glow and everything. And they've also allowed for different weapon usages on. So the Act 1 Merc can now use crossbows as well, and the Act 5 Merc can use axes and hammers as well as swords. Definitely they can use, I think the Act 2 Merc still only has what they had before, but they're working on changes to basically upgrade the Mercs a bit, which is kind of nice. For endgame, it's pretty much the same for the most part. The only thing that they added is Riffs. So you get these maps. I call them Riffs, but they call them maps in this, where you can open the portal basically in Act 5 and you just go in, and it's just basically doing a rift, and you can change it. All the maps have different mods to them, and I'm not sure yet. I know one of them will have like an extra boss in it, because the way you summon the declone in this mod is not by selling SOJs. You have to collect 3 different items from, I believe, Uber Tristram, and then somewhere in the maps you get some other items, but I haven't done it yet, so we'll get to that in another video. But you will be able to fight declone and get the drops without having to sell SOJs. Okay, so they added a in-game. So if you press 8 in-game, you get to open up a kind of stats page, and it kind of tells you all your stats. Although it is a little bit buggy right now, they're working on it. So some of the stuff doesn't work yet with some of the newer skills they added. But you can see here it's showing me at least a few of the breakpoints for cast rate and faster hit recovery, and then like all my like elemental pierces, absorbs. Kind of nice to just have in game. I know you can get it on like some of the mods as well, like I was using for Media Excel. So I still kind of brought that over anyway, actually, for my item finder. I think there's one they put through in game where that you can get through, but I already had the Media Excel one, and I basically just changed a bunch of the coding in it to show what I want to now in Project Diablo 2. You can see here like my magic find, so when I switch from the regular to Alibaba and Brega's Orb, it goes from 512, so you can see the stats are working, they're all changing for the most part. But I did run into some problems with Critical Strike on Amazon, which I will, I guess, get into when I do the build for that, because it's this little spoiler, there's going to be an Amazon build. The last thing I really want to go over is the World Stone Shards, which is like a major, I guess, part of this mod. So let's go ahead and take these out, and we'll try to do something that's not corrupted here. We'll do these anyway, because it doesn't really matter. It will show. Okay, so what basically happens is you're going to find these starting in normal mode, and some people will use them as currency for trade as well, but you're going to use them to corrupt items with the cube, and they're going to have, I guess it says on the site that it's like a 25% chance to add a random number of sockets, 50% chance to actually corrupt for an extra stat, and then there's a 25% chance that you'll basically ruin the item and it'll turn into a rare. So it can be some super sad times if you get a really expensive item like I have, and like an Eth Scolders, and I ruined it. Just turned it into a rare. We're gonna just do it on these two items so you guys can see the process. So this is just a Blood Moon, and we're gonna go ahead and double click it, and it's got one socket. Also, that's kind of a really bad bad one, because you can still add the one socket with the Act 5 quest. Now let's do the Lilith's Wall now, because, and that's gonna get lightning resist. Okay. So a few of my items you can see have been corrupted already. This has poison resist. This has an extra 38 mana. Most of the other stuff, the amulet here has got 10 strength. A lot of this I didn't even bother to corrupt. 15% chance pierce there, because I was afraid to lose the item. So until I find like a second one, then I'll corrupt like once I have two of them, because I can't. I have such bad luck. The other thing is they added an item called a puzzle box, which you can use on already corrupted or uncorrupted items to add a random number of sockets, and they drop about the same rate as high runes. So you'll be able to find those. I've only found one in like about a week and a half or something, but maybe other people are luckier than I am at finding them. I ended up using it on an Amazon weapon, and it did not go well. I got a low number of sockets, but it's nice to be able to add the corruption first, and then so you get the bonus in the corruption instead of the sockets, and then okay. So the last thing we're gonna look at that they've kind of changed is, I guess, sort of a bit more of the quality of life, and that's you're able to stack perfect gems, false gems, so on, and ruins. And basically the way you do it is that you'll see that there'll be a little plus symbol on the top. It means you can't be socketed, and then that means it's stackable. Then you just transmute it to get it off the stack. And then you can transmute it again to be able to make it restackable. Same thing works for gems, but they did make it a little bit complicated for new players if you don't know. So we're gonna make a perfect gem here, and the way you actually do it now is you can stack them up to 50, but it'll take one at a time. So you got to put keys, and it's the same for ruins. You got to put keys in the cube, and then you're gonna transmute it with the keys, and it's gonna pop 3 out of the stack and make a perfect gem. And for the runes, it's going to do 3 runes until you get to, I believe it's goals. I think 2 goals or vexes or something. We'll upgrade with the runes, but for the most part, it's just 3, like normal. And then once you figure that out, you're going to be able to start crafting, and crafting is a lot of fun in this mod. Because they've basically removed the restrictions that the old game used to have, which means you can use any item with any type. So you'll see here, I brought this on purpose because the other thing they did is they allowed for ethereal magical items to be crafted as well, and when you craft them, they stay ethereal. So you're going to be able to make some pretty spicy weapons. The armor you make, obviously, if it's something that can be socketed, you can add Zod later to it, or with the weapon as well. Or you can just hope that it rolls repair durability per every so many seconds, which can also happen. Or you can also use the Wiltstone shards and hope to get indestructible that way as well. So there's a bunch more ways to use actual crafted items now. I'm going to craft this axe for you guys just to show you guys. And then what they did add as well is now you can upgrade the set items and crafted items from normal to nightmare to elite. So you can bring a normal crafted item all the way up to the elite version, which really helps with weapons if you just want to craft basically any ethereal you see, and if it gets good stats, you can upgrade it to the hell version later. And you do that by there's a whole page of recipes on the website, but upgrading rare crafted. Oh, it's different. Okay, so there's different recipes for both, so you're gonna have to basically look over them on the website because everyone's different. And then it looks like upgrading the set items is the same as the original uniques, but now upgrading rare and crafted items has new recipes. So that's pretty cool. Obviously this is a hell item anyway, so let's go ahead and make a hit power. I need a random jewel, perfect sapphire, a turban. Let's go. So before, also only one weapon type or one specific armor could be crafted. So this just lets you really craft with anything. It's pretty awesome. And then you get fixed stats that can just roll over, and then you get to corrupt the items as well, and it's a lot of fun to craft in this mod for sure. So let's go ahead and transmute that, and we got an interesting one here. It's not great. It's because you can definitely, what happens too with the craft is for sometimes it'll actually go over the green numbers when you're crafting. So you can push it to 300 to 400 enhanced damage, like on a weapon, and then you can get. And this is also obviously great for making mercenary weapons if you want to make something cheap. You can't afford to trade for the good stuff yet, and you're still farming earlier season. But you see this one Didn't roll the best, but still pretty decent. Still does almost 500, which is okay for the base. But like I said, you can make some pretty godly stuff. I guess I should show these items here. If you'd seen in my stash and you're like, what the heck is that? You actually get them in Act 5. We won't go there now. I'll show you where you get them. Or I haven't. Have I not done the? Oh, it's because I made it on my other character. Well, so normally you would get them from Anya once you save her, but she's not here because I had made the game with a different character and then brought my Zork in. Well, that's pretty much everything I can think of so far. Obviously, I'm still learning as well, but you can check the site. There's also a few other changes I might have missed, but that's all I have for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Hello everyone who made it to the end of the video. This is LaserPenguinGames, reminding you to smash that like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps out. And if you're looking for even more content, check out my Patreon here, where I post exclusive video content every month, and you'll have access to all of that.